Good morning, spirit family, loved ones, everybody. So today's message from the Father, the source of all creation, the infinite, immeasurable, inconceivable one. Love, unconditional love. That Father, not that Father. So what I'm showing you right now is a black dot on a white piece of paper. So I want you to tell me what you see. Do you see the black dot on the white piece of paper, or do you see the white piece of paper with a black dot? So that's a defect. That's a shadow. That's the flesh. That's a lie. That's the enemy. That's what that black dot is. And because we've been conditioned to judge one another in a competitive world, and we've been conditioned to focus on the flesh, the black dot, people tend to forget that white piece of paper, that's Christ, that's love, that's the Father. That's what we should be focusing on. And that dot should be as small as what it is in each other when we judge each other. And we start to cast those arrows of judgment. That's how small your iniquities are. But that's what Christ was teaching us too, that the human condition, and we've been conditioned to focus on that black dot, the enemy, the lie, the shadow, instead of the Christ, the Father, the Spirit. And yeah, we tend to veer away from that because the black dot is so noticeable. Everybody's defects are so noticeable, and today's message is take some time out and meditate and stop judging one another, because that black dot is in all of us. It is our flesh, it is the lie. You can't run from it unless you're back in your spirit body. And everybody has an equal black dot. There is no measurement of trauma, there's no measurement of pain, there's no measurement of defects when it comes to the Father. It is just that, a lie. It's just the flesh, it's just the carnal mind, it's just the enemy, period. So today, focus on the Christ in someone, no matter how small you think it is through your measurements of Christ in someone. Which again, take that away. Any light of the Father is light. There ain't no measurement on it. But today, focus on the Christ in one another. Don't cast judgments, arrows. In particularly, try and stop using names and gossiping to one another, and using names and things like that, because we truly, with our spiritual eyes, we truly don't know the effect we're having when we actually cast those sort of judgments and opinions, perceptions and projections onto someone else. And it does affect the spirit, and it affects their Christ spirit, and it affects the enemy in them as well. So today, don't cast judgment. Practice, find a way to practice deterring conversations with gossip in it and name calling. It's okay to point out the enemy, but the enemy is the enemy, not the person, not the Christ in them, it's not everything in them. So that's why Christ parabolized these things, because he was moving around from judging, he was moving away from casting judgment on the actual spirit in that person, the Christ spirit that's in you, and he was separating the enemy from the Christ Spirit in that person. So no gossip and no judgments today. And just remember that when you look at someone and you talk to someone, just remember that that black dot is in you first. That blemish, that lie, that shadow, that flesh, that carnal mind, that defect is in you first before it's in them. You only can project that from yourself. So don't look at that black dot. It's so noticeable, and oh look, I can see it so clearly, their defects, their iniquities. That's the human condition in one, right there, that black dot. It's in all of us. Christ was showing us that we all suffer from the human condition. The flesh is sin. It's a human condition. So don't focus on the black dot today. Focus on the Christ. Focus on that big, white, infinite, eternal Spirit of Christ in someone. And then grow that. Speak to that in someone. Speak to the Spirit in someone. Don't speak to their dot, and don't cast judgment on the dot. That's it. That's all I got today. So you have a lovely, wonderful day, and get yourself into a place of love, and keep challenging these things within ourselves together, and we can all rise together in Christ in spirit. I love you guys.